Well, throughout his career, former MTV VJ and editor-at-large for Esquire magazine, Dave Holmes, has found himself smack in the middle of pop culture and has seen its shifts and changes from unique vantage points. Now he's telling those stories in a new podcast, Waiting for Impact, a Dave Holmes passion project. And the passionate Dave Holmes joins us this morning on Inside South Florida. Dave, great to see you, man.
Jason Carter, so nice to be with you. How are you?
I am great and just over the moon. I'm talking to a legend such as yourself. Dave, this podcast,
yeah.
I mean, when I say Waiting for Impact,
thank you.
Of course, this podcast, Waiting for Impact, is like nothing I've heard before. Dave, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and there's just something special and unique about this. You relived the splendor of the heyday of music television, the purity of pop culture in a time before social media. You even reveal a lot about your own experiences and your on television, off television, throughout your career. What was that moment where you said, hey, I want to share this with the world and make an impact? What moment was that for you?
You know, well, I mean, the story of Sudden Impact, who were this boy band who kind of, never were. They had a big debut in Boyz II Men's Motown Philly video, and then kind of nothing else ever happened. I've always been curious about what did happen in real life because we didn't see anything. But surely there was a story behind it. And the more that I dug in, the more I realized that it was a lens through which to look at a lot of things that interest me, like, life in the 90s and fame before the internet and, making big plans for, pop music success and having it not pan out. Like there were so many elements of this story that I found really interesting. And it just seemed like it was, this thing, maybe you remember it and maybe you don't, most people don't. But even if you don't, I think it's a frame to look at a lot of interesting things through. And the actual story of what did happen turns out to be pretty interesting as well.
Well, when you started the podcast with that, I would say not way in, I was like, okay, where is Dave going with this? I remember Sudden Impact. I remember the East Coast Family, ABC, BBD, Boyz II Men. It was a huge moment in music. Now, you call this a passion project. So is this something that's just a capsule project? Are we going to see, I'm sure we're going to get a lot of episodes, but is this going to live on further?
Well, this particular, the Sudden Impact story is, we tell in 10 episodes.
Okay. Whether
anything will happen after that, we don't know. I don't know. It is, I call it a passion project because it is such a strange thing. It is such a strange and specific thing. And I've always felt a little weird about the fact that I could never forget about Sudden Impact. But like what I came to realize as I dug further into it was like those strange obsessions are what make me me. Your love of pop culture and music is what got you where you are now. Those things that the world tells you are frivolous or ephemeral or silly or whatever, if you love them and if you pursue them, they can lead you to the life that you want and that you deserve.
We are here in Miami. I know MTV's had many a spring break here in Miami. What is your wildest Miami story? I mean, Dave, word on the street is you can party, you love to have a good time. Miami, for you, memories. What are they?
Is that the word on the street? Oh no,
yes.
I need to clean up the word on the street. Well, I mean, my best spring break stories would get us both sued. So I'm not going to tell you. But we sure did have some fun in and around Florida. We spent summer in Key West. The MTV Beach House was in Key West. And that was just, Key West is a blast for a few days. And then you're there for a whole summer and you're like, ooh, this is, I gotta go. Yeah, there are great stories from that, but I wouldn't sully anyone's good name by telling them.